This video examines how you make a scatter diagram using the SPC for Excel software. A scatter diagram examines the relationship between two variables. We're going to use some data from Douglas Montgomery's book here. We're going to look and say, is there a correlation between temperature and steam usage in a plant? So what we've done is gone out and collected 15 paired samples, measured the temperature for the day, the average, and the steam usage for that day. And now we have our data entered into an Excel spreadsheet, and we want to make a scatter diagram to see if there's a correlation between temperature and steam usage. So what we do is we select our data ahead of time. Then we go to the SPC for Excel ribbon and select Scatter from the Cause and Effect panel, and this brings up our scatter diagram input box. The X values is the first column of data that we have. The Y values is assumed to be next to it. It doesn't have to be. It can be anywhere in the spreadsheet, plus it can be in rows. At this point, all we really need to do is enter the name for the chart, and we're going to call it simply Scatter. And here's some options. This is all you really need to do. At this point, you could hit OK and generate the chart, but I'm going to show you a couple options. The first is titles and dates. Here's the scatter diagram title. The default is scatter, but we're going to simply call it scatter diagram here. And it is a scatter diagram. We'll go temperature versus steam usage. And you can see that the Y label and X label are already set up as these two cells since they contained text data. You can enter the dates of data collection if you want. We're not going to worry about that. We'll select OK. And we have the best fit equation. And the best fit equation options are the intercept can be 0. We're going to leave it off. Display the best linear fit equation plus display statistics, F, P value, and R squared. We'll leave those at the default. We'll come back and look at the labels in just a second. Select OK. And we have our scatter diagram that shows our paired values of data with the steam usage on the Y, temperature on the X, and down here we have our best fit equation. Y is equal to the coefficient times X plus the intercept. We have the value of R squared, the F value, and the P value. And if the P value is less than 0.05, it's usually considered to be a significant correlation between the two, and so we do believe that temperature and steam usage are correlated based on this data. Sometimes it's beneficial to add labels to the points, and it's easy to do with the software. We simply go back to the SPC for Excel ribbon, select Options since we want to change the options, select the chart that we want to change the options on, Scatter is this chart, select OK, and it brings back up the original input box. And what we want to do is add labels. So we select that, we're going to add labels to points, and then we're going to add the range where we want them. And we want them above, then we select OK. Select OK again, and we have our chart now with the labels. And the labels will stay with them as you add additional data. For example, suppose we went out and collected a little bit more data. We collected 0.16, and we're going to say that's 50 and 22, make it out of the range a little bit just to demonstrate that it comes up. Now we want to update our chart. We select Update Charts, the name of the chart Scatter, select OK, and you can see now we have our 0.16 up here, and it's added that new point. So this is how easy it is to make a scatter diagram using the SPC for Excel software. Appreciate you watching the video. Hope you have a great day.